The rain hammered down on Harmony Hills, a quiet suburban enclave where neatly trimmed lawns and identical mailboxes lined the streets. But tonight, the neighborhood was anything but harmonious. A blinding flash of lightning illuminated the silhouette of a hulking RV parked in the driveway of the Carter family's home, its tires slashed, yellow caution tape fluttering wildly in the storm. 16-year-old Ellie Carter stood at her bedroom window, heart pounding, as she watched a shadowy figure dart across the street, disappearing into the manicured yard of HOA President Vanessa Reed. The security camera's red light blinked steadily, capturing everything. Ellie clutched her phone, the grainy footage replaying QVY in Reed's face as he slashed their RV's tires at 2:17 a.m. This wasn't just about an RV Anna Maria, it was war. For 5 years, the Carters' RV had been a fixture in their driveway, a symbol of family adventures and memories forged on cross-country trips. Ellie's dad, Tom, had spent countless weekends restoring it, installing new cabinets, a sleek shower, and a custom paint job that gleamed under the sun. They planned a summer trip to Yosemite, a dream vacation after years of SAVYing. But 3 weeks ago, Vanessa Reed, newly elected HOA president, declared war on their RV with a bright red envelope slipped into their mailbox. All recreational vehicles must be removed from Harmony Hills properties within 48 hours, it read, the words searing into Ellie's mind as she tore it open in the driveway. Her stomach had dropped. This wasn't just a really, it was personal. Vanessa Reed, with her flawless blonde bob and perpetually pristine lawn, had moved into Harmony Hills 2 years ago and quickly climbed the HOA ranks. Her husband, KVYN, a slick-talking real estate developer, was rumored to be launching an RV storage business on the outskirts of town. Ellie had overheard whispers at school that Vanessa's sudden crusade against RVs wasn't about neighborhood standards, but a scheme to funnel business to KVYN's new venture. The Reed's perfect facade masked a hunger for control, and the Carters' RV was their first target. That stormy night, as Ellie showed her parents the security footage, Tom's face hardened. A water engineer by trade, he was a calm man, but the vandalism pushed him to a breaking point. "They've gone too far," he said, his voice low but steady. Ellie's mom, Sarah, a high school teacher with a knack for reading people, nodded. "This isn't just about us. Vanessa's been bullying the whole neighborhood. We need to fight back." The next morning, the neighborhood buzzed with tension. Neighbors slowed their cars to gawk at the slashed tires, some honking in support, others glaring before speeding off. Ellie felt the weight of their stares as she walked to the bus stop, her best friend Mia texting her, "My mom says I can't come over anymore. She's scared of Vanessa. I'm so sorry." The words stung, but Ellie straightened her shoulders, remembering her dad's advyc. Standing up for what's right always comes at a cost. At home, Tom was digging through old documents from Ellie's late grandfather, who had owned the land Harmony Hills was built on. 20 years ago, developers had purchased most of the property, but Grandpa Carter had retained one critical asset, the natural spring that supplied the neighborhood's water. Unlike city utilities, Harmony Hills relied entirely on this spring, and Tom had inherited its ownership through a private company, Harmony Water LLC. For years, he'd maintained low rates, barely covering maintenance costs. But now, as he spread an old property map across the kitchen table, a slow smile crept across his face. "Vanessa doesn't know who she's dealing with," he said, pointing to the spring's location. "This is our leverage." Ellie's eyes widened. "You mean we control their water?" Sarah leaned in, catching Tom's grin. "So they need us more than we need them." Tom nodded. "And there's nothing stopping me from adjusting rates, especially for those who make life difficult for their neighbors." The next day, a bright orange sticker appeared on the RV's windshield. Dulal 100 fine for noncompliance. Tom peeled it off with a chuckle, tucking it into his pocket. "They're playing checkers," he said to Ellie, "but I'm playing chess." That evening, he drafted official letters on Harmony Water LLC letterhead, announcing a new tiered pricing structure. Regular households would see a modest 10-fan tram increase to cover rising maintenance costs. But properties with excessive water usage, think sprawling lawns, decorative fountains, or backyard pools would face a premium tier with rates tripled. Vanessa's immaculate lawn, KVYN's prize-winning rose bushes, and the Wilsons' ostentatious fountain were prime targets. Tom personally delivered the letters, slipping them into mailboxes under the cover of dusk. By morning, the neighborhood was in an uproar. Vanessa's water bill alone was due $850 for the month, a figure that made Ellie stifle a laugh when she overheard her ranting to a neighbor. The Reed supporters, a small but vocal group, flooded the neighborhood group chat with complaints, accusing the Carters of extortion. But others, like Mrs. Patel, a retired lawyer who lived 3 doors down, showed up with a plate of homemade samosas. "This is bigger than your RV," she told Ellie. Vanessa's been fining people for everything me Diwali lanterns, the Jacksons basketball hoop, even Mr. Thompson's mailbox because it wasn't approved. Someone had to stand up to her. The tension escalated when Vanessa led a posse of HOA board members to the Carters' doorstep, demanding the RV's removal. "It's an eyesore," she snapped, her fake smile barely masking her contempt. Tom crossed his arms. "Funny, I checked the original HOA bylaws. There's no mention of banning RVs. You changed the rules without a proper vote." Vanessa's treasurer, Mark Wilson, piped up. "We voted last month. It was in the newsletter." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "The one that lands in everyone's spam folder?" Vanessa's smile tightened, but she pressed on. "Rules are rules. That RV hurts property values." Ellie's face burned. Their RV wasn't some rusted junker, it was pristine, a labor of love. "We're not MOVYing it," Tom said firmly. "And I suggest you reconsider this rule. Oh, and by the way, I'm re-VYUing the WaterShare VYC agreement. Rates haven't gone up in 15 years. That's about to change." Vanessa froze, her eyes narrowing, but she didn't respond. As she stormed off, Ellie caught the flicker of unease in her expression. The Reeds were starting to realize they'd picked the wrong fight. The neighborhood split into factions. Team Carter, who saw the RV as a symbol of resistance against HOA overreach, and Team Reed, who clung to Vanessa's promises of maintaining standards. At school, Ellie faced whispers and glares from Vanessa's daughters, who spread rumors that the Carters were bankrupting the HOA. But support was growing. Mr. Thompson, a grizzled retiree who'd lived in Harmony Hills for 40 years, stopped by with a petition to recall the HOA board. "We need 60 fan tram of homeowners to sign," he told Tom, showing a list already half filled. "People are fed up." Then came the tow truck. Ellie was homesicker, so she told her parents when she spotted the massive vehicle rumbling down their street. Vanessa and KVYN watched from their lawn, not even hiding their smugness. The driver, a burly man with a clipboard, circled the RV. Ellie's heart raced as she bolted outside, phone in hand. "Stop!" she shouted, her voice cracking. "This is private property, and you're trespassing." The driver looked startled. "I got paperwork saying this RV's gotta go." Ellie held up her phone, recording. "Call our lawyer. You're about to break the law." Vanessa and KVYN hurried over, protesting, but the driver, sensing trouble, climbed back into his truck. "Not worth a lawsuit," he muttered, driving off. Vanessa jabbed a finger at Ellie. "This isn't over." It wasn't. That afternoon, bright orange envelopes landed in every mailbox, an emergency assessment of due $500 per household for legal fees to protect neighborhood standards. Tom was leave. "She's punishing everyone because we won't back down." Sarah hesitated. "Maybe we should store the RV. This is tearing the neighborhood apart." Tom shook his head. "If we give in, she'll just find something else to control." That night, Mr. Thompson hosted an emergency meeting at his house. Ellie and her parents slipped through the darkness to find 20 neighbors crammed into his leave room. One by one, they shared stories of Vanessa's tyranny. Fines for grass height, bans on holiday decorations, even a violation notice for a child's chalk drawing on driveway. Mrs. Jackson, a single mom, spoke up. "She fined me due $200 for my twins' basketball hoop. I can't afford this nonsense." Mr. Thompson held up a stack of papers. We can recall the board with 2/3 of homeowner signatures. I've got 47 already. By 9:30, they had 55 more than enough. The next evening, Ellie watched from her window as neighbors streamed to Mr. Thompson's house to sign the petition. Vanessa, realizing her power was slipping, sent frantic texts to her allies, but it was too late. At 8 p.m., Mr. Thompson arrived at the Carter's door with 30 neighbors in tow. "We're going to Vanessa's," he said. "Join us." The group marched down the street, a swelling crowd under flickering porch lights. By the time they reached the Reeds' pristine lawn, nearly the entire neighborhood stood together. Mr. Thompson rang the doorbell. Vanessa's confident smile vanished when she saw the crowd. "What is this?" she demanded. "We're calling for a recall vote," Mr. Thompson said, holding up a stack of signatures. "We have 78 fan-tram of homeowners." Vanessa's face drained of color. "Kuvyn" sputtered behind her, but the fight was over. "This is because of an RV," Vanessa stammered. "I was just keeping our neighborhood beautiful." Mrs. Patel stepped forward. "No, this is because you forgot that neighborhoods are about people, not power." The recall vote was a landslide. Rain poured as neighbors packed the community center, every seat filled, the air thick with anticipation. Vanessa tried to dismiss the vote, claiming it was invalid, but Mrs. Patel, armed with the bylaws, shut her down. By a vote of 67-4, the board was ousted. Vanessa stormed out, muttering about regrets and property values, but the room erupted in cheers. Mr. Thompson was unanimously elected president, and a new board Mrs. Patel, Mrs. Jackson, and others swiftly rescinded the RV ban, refunded unfair fines, and loosened Vanessa's restrictive rules. 2 days later, a for-sale sign appeared in the Reed's yard. Tom maintained their tripled water rate until the house sold, a reminder of the consequences of their actions. Over the next few weeks, Harmony Hills came alive. Basketball hoops returned, holiday lanterns glowed, and neighbors who'd barely spoken in years chatted like old friends. The Carters hosted a cookout beside their RV, now adorned with a fresh paint job and decorative pavers. Children played tag, and Mr. Thompson raised a glass to standing up for what's right and to communities that thrive when we focus on people. As the sun set, Ellie helped clean up, her mind lingering on the fight. "Did we do the right thing?" she asked Tom. He paused, thoughtful. Standing up to bullies is always right. But power like owning the water comes with responsibility. We have to use it wisely. The next morning, a MOVing truck arrived at the Reed's old house. The new neighbors, a young couple with a camping trailer, beamed. "We heard this neighborhood is tight-knit," they said. Ellie grinned, catching sight of the RV gleaming in their driveway. "You have no idea. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.